The two giants, Grimnar and Vargan, were the heart of a village called Oakhaven. Born under the same celestial alignment, they stood head and shoulders above the villagers, their laughter echoing through the valleys like tumbling boulders. Grimnar, with his booming voice and playful jabs, was like the sun. Vargan, quieter, more thoughtful, his strength a steady, unwavering force, was like the moon. Together, they were Oakhaven's shield. They had felled monstrous boars that ravaged the crops, diverted raging rivers threatening to flood the homes, and even repelled a goblin horde with their combined might, earning Oakhaven years of peace and prosperity. Then, the sickness came for Vargan. It gnawed at his immense frame, making him weaker, smaller, until the once mighty giant was confined to his bed. Grimnar stayed by his side, tending to him, telling stories, trying to coax a smile from his fading friend. But it was no use. One day, the silence in Vargan's room was heavier than the mountain they used to climb together. Vargan was gone. The world went dark for Grimnar. Grief, a cold, heavy cloak, settled upon him. He wandered the familiar valleys, each landmark a painful reminder of their shared adventures. He sat by the river where they used to skip stones, each splash echoing the hollowness in his heart. Days bled into nights, filled with the same agonizing emptiness. He longed to see Vargan again, even for a fleeting moment, to hear his quiet chuckle, to feel the comfort of his presence. He even wished for death, hoping it would reunite him with his friend in the spirit realm. One night, sleep finally found him, and with it, Vargan. He was vibrant and strong, his eyes twinkling with the same mischievous glint Grimnar remembered so well. They wrestled and laughed, sharing stories as if no time had passed. Then, Vargan grew serious. He held out a small, dark seed. "Plant this, Grimnar," he said, his voice a gentle rumble. "When it sprouts, pluck the leaves, dry them, and smoke them. Each time you do, I will be there with you." Grimnar woke with a jolt, the image of Vargan and the seed etched in his mind. He found the perfect spot near the old oak tree where they first met, and carefully buried the seed. He watched, waited, and finally, a tiny sprout emerged, its leaves a vibrant, otherworldly green. He followed Vargan's instructions, drying the leaves and grinding them into a fine powder. Hesitantly, he lit it and drew in the smoke, and there he was, Vargan. At first, he was a shimmering image, then solid and real. They talked for hours, reminiscing, planning new adventures, even though Grimnar knew they would only be in his mind. He smoked the leaves every day, finding solace and companionship in Vargan's presence. The villagers noticed a change in Grimnar. He seemed happier, lighter, but he also mumbled to himself, laughed at unseen jokes, and gestured to empty air. They whispered amongst themselves, wondering if the grief had finally driven the giant mad. They didn't understand that he was talking to Vargan. The spirit hemp, as he called it, was his secret, a precious link to his lost friend. One day, a curious young boy, playing near the oak tree, stumbled upon Grimnar's stash of dried leaves. He'd heard the whispers about Grimnar's strange behavior, and, driven by childish curiosity, decided to try the leaves for himself. He smoked a small amount, and unlike Grimnar, the effect was terrifying. He flew into a rage, smashing pots and pans in the village square, his eyes wide with fear and fury. The village healer quickly deduced the cause and, with Grimnar's help, identified the remaining leaves. They experimented cautiously, discovering that while the spirit hemp brought peace and connection to Grimnar, it had wildly unpredictable effects on others. Some became enraged, others were filled with an overwhelming urge to build and create, while still others simply fell into a deep, dream-filled sleep. Recognizing the potential danger, the village elders decided to keep the spirit hemp's existence a secret. The plant itself was quarantined, guarded by a small group sworn to protect it and prevent it from falling into the wrong hands. The leaves were never allowed to leave Oakhaven. Grimnar continued to smoke the leaves, finding comfort in Vargan's presence. He understood the need for secrecy, the potential danger the spirit hemp posed to those who didn't share his unique bond. He knew his secret would be safe. He had Vargan, and that was all that mattered. And so, the legend of the Spirit Hemp of Oakhaven was born, a testament to the enduring power of friendship, the depths of grief, and the unintended consequences of a connection that transcended the boundaries of life and death. It remained a closely guarded secret, a powerful reminder that some things are meant for only a select few, a bridge between worlds only one giant could truly cross.